नमस्कार। सिंगापुर इवेंट में कुछ ऐसे लोग आए थे जो सिर्फ मुझे पैसा बोलता है ऐसे जानते हैं। वे पैसा बोलता है कि सब्सक्राइबर्स हैं। मुझे बहुत खुशी हुआ। अगली इवेंट मैं अबू धाबी में कर रहा हूँ। जो भी एमिरेट्स में रहते हैं और पैसा बोलता है कि सब्सक्राइबर्स हैं और मुझे मिलना चाहते हैं, मैं उनसे मिलने के लिए तैयार हूँ और खुश भी हो जाऊँगा। अगर इनफ लोग आते हैं तो हम सेपरेटली इंग्लिश या हिंदी में इवेंट करेंगे। अगर आप मुझसे मिलना चाहते हैं अबू धाबी में तो नीचे दिए व्हाट्सएप नंबर या ईमेल में मुझसे संपर्क करें। मेरे टीम से कोई आपसे संपर्क करेगा। नमस्कार, फिर पैसा बोलता है में आपका स्वागत है। मैं आनंद श्रीनिवासन। आज शनिवार है तो हम हॉट टेक्स करेंगे। मेरे भाई विनोद श्रीनिवासन मेरे साथ है, सो आज हॉट टेक्स करेंगे। हॉट टेक्स अंग्रेजी में होगा रविवार और शनिवार, उसके बाद फिर से हिंदी में अनुवाद करूंगा। विनोद, व्हाट डू यू हैव?
I first wanted to ask you about SpiceJet. How come they're able to do what they're able to do?
Well, SpiceJet has a big problem. It has to pay 3,500 crores to government. It has deducted from its employees and it's not paid them. And fuel bills are pending. They have not paid bills. But you have to understand the promoter of the SpiceJet is very close to the ruling party and therefore has had several advantages. Somebody who's supposed to pay much less than 3,500 crores would have got all his assets seized. In fact, lot of lessees, people who have lent them money, who actually own that airlines flights.
Correct. Who
They
they
had
leased
to
it from?
whom they have leased it from. These guys have gone to court and got orders. But with a friendly government, he has been managing to stave it off. And the thing is, in 6 months, he says he has made profits also. And it's a profitable company which takes cash up front, has only to the government, only on salary, TDS, and PF has not deposited 3,500 crores. Not only has that, he has put out a QIP. And so very powerful people have given him 3,000 crores, which will give him a lifeline to continue business further. But 3,000 crores is not going to wipe out all his losses. Airlines is a very difficult business. You need deep pockets.
Correct.
With Indigo having a stranglehold, and the other one has Air India with a money machine, which is so it's very difficult for SpiceJet with limited aircraft to make a big dent. And also there are rumors that Akasha, the Rakesh Junjunwala sponsored airlines, is also in serious trouble trying to raise money. But I think India is basically now a two-way race where Indigo has about 65% of the market share. The Tatas have about 20-22 and the rest have 10 or 11%. But as the years go by, the Tatas will gain market share. Indigo will lose market share, but Indigo will be a dominant player at least for the next 10 years. But N. Chandrasekhar has said that for Tatas, Air India is a big commitment over the next 5 years.
Speaking of Indigo, what do you think about their expansion plan, their grounded fleet?
First, there was a Pratt and Whitney engine problem. Now I'm told that there is a Rolls-Royce also has some engine issues. So these engine issues have to be repaired, set it up before these flights can go. But it doesn't matter for Indigo because Indigo has a huge fleet.
Correct.
And they have a huge advantage in Air India needs at least 500 airplanes before it can provide a serious threat to Indigo. And by then Indigo will have bigger numbers because they have also placed orders. So these has a network effect. That is, the bigger ones will get bigger and bigger. The smaller guy will need somebody with a pocket size of at least 10,000 crores to get in and do something.
True.
Because last year alone, the Air India group lost 13,000 crores in money. And this year they have just half the losses. It may take a couple of years before they become profitable. And except Tata's, nobody else could have put in that money and waited. Ambani could have maybe. But this kind of loss over a period of time and where PR disaster has taken place. Like the opponents have made sure every mistake that Air India has made is amplified across the net.
Correct.
But the power of money, the cash flow is so strong that the Tatas will eventually they are so the cash they'll keep spending money till
They play for the long game. Yes.
for the long run.
Yeah.
And obviously the service levels, everything will improve. But the point is, till that happens, they will survive. SpiceJet will not be able to survive till that much.
True. They don't have a TCS.
They don't have a TCS. It's not only TCS, there's a Titan, there's a Trent, there's Tata Motors, there's Tata Technologies. So there's
then they have a whole plethora of unlisted companies.
They have a plethora of unlisted companies.
So why do governments find it hard to cut fuel prices, Anand?
It's because what has happened is when the prices went up, instead of cutting taxes, they kept on making the money profit. They were milking these oil companies. And the oil companies were working on thin margins. It's now that the oil companies are making very fat margins and their balance sheets are really screwed because they had borrowed money. Like
Correct.
ONGC had to borrow money to buy HPCL. By keeping these rates high, they are allowing them to make money to pay back the borrowings. But more than that, the mystery is why the government is not cutting the taxes and raising more direct taxes on the corporates. And that is what is baffling. And you are keeping LPG cylinder prices very high and pushing more people on the margins to use wood. This is not in urban South India we are talking about. This is the hinterlands and the heartlands of North India. And if you use wood, the lungs of those poor people will be in serious trouble.
On that foot, sharp cut in electric two-wheeler SOPs in PM e-drive. What is that?
That is what they are saying is that electric two-wheeler SOPs may come down. But what has happened in electric vehicles, like I said yesterday, two-wheelers, Bajaj has made huge margins in three-wheelers. They are selling both passenger and commercial three-wheelers. And they are using that margin to fuel sales in two-wheelers. So lack of subsidy in two-wheelers will not affect Bajaj, which claims it's already profitable. And TVS, which says per unit they are now profitable, only they have to recover the manufacturing sunk costs. So these two units are profitable. Hero is just waiting for the day it can put its hands around Ather. And Honda has a huge advantage in terms of both IC engines in both two-wheelers, scooters and bikes. So these four companies are not going to be affected. The guy that is going to be most affected is going to be Ola.
Okay.
आपने इस पॉडकास्ट को सुना, इसके लिए मैं आपका आभारी हूँ. हो सके तो इस वीडियो को लाइक कीजिए, हमारे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कीजिए. इस वीडियो को अपने दोस्त और रिश्तेदार के पास भेजें और उनको देखने की आग्रह करें.